Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 6 of the Dragon's Breath Minecraft podcast, recorded on January 28th, 2021. I bet you missed me, but I'm back. Anyways, I'm Dabby Cat and I am joined, as always, by Firestar.
Hey guys, you probably didn't miss him. I mean, let's be real. I'm your favorite host. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, you should check out last week's episode with Ollie. It was truly awesome to have her on the show. Thanks, Ollie.
I wasn't there, so yeah. But I did leave some of my opinions on the editing process if you want to check those out. So anyway, make sure to leave questions and suggestions for us to talk about in our email inbox or in the Discord. We really want to have your thoughts to discuss in the episode. So anyway, what have you done in Minecraft this past week?
So I have been death muffinsing. Bacon
Same, bro.
Bacon started a new faction server. We started a new faction called the Death Muffins. Obviously the best faction. Everybody knows that. Especially Dimid and Arlo and
Nexus.
Yeah, I didn't forget about
it. And we speedrun the server, and it was fun. And then Logan got mad at us.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so yeah, we did a bunch of work on that. We started work on our bunker. The coordinates are 6,000. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, no.
We made a skeleton grinder, done some work on a bunker. Nexus is better at building than I realized since I haven't seen a build of his in a while.
No, he's still bad.
No. Well, anyway, he sort of had the design idea for the base, and it's looking super cool.
Alright. It's fine.
Okay. Well, anyway, I've been doing some more work on the thing that can't be talked about. Now down.
News alert! I know what it is now. It's a muffin factory. I can't believe I exposed you like that.
Well, anyway.
It's not like we could take it out of the edited podcast, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Dabby's in on it because he's going to be helping out with that. So yeah.
Because I'm a cool cat.
I'm going to stop mentioning this in the episodes to stop making you jealous because we probably aren't going to announce it for at the very least another month. Probably.
Imagine being bad. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Well, anyway, we have a little group of friends who are also going to be recording some Minecraft challenges, Minecraft Manhunt Butt, Minecraft Man Save, PvP stuff. Yeah, it's going to be super fun.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
No. Never. Ever. Never.
Okay, well, it's my turn now. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Death Muffins. So basically, it's a faction server, which is factions and stuff. So we formed a faction called the Death Muffins. And what we did is we decided to speedrun the game to get the Dragon Egg and Elytras as fast as possible. So we did that. It was a lot of fun. We did it on Fire's stream. I didn't stream, but yeah, I was there. It was really fun. And we managed to beat the dragon and everything in that first stream. And then after that, we built a skeleton grinder, found a ravine to build our base in. And we started working on a bunker, which is kind of like a Fallout themed style, kind of steampunk, but also kind of more industrial modern. Nexus had the idea to do that kind of style.
It's like modern, medieval, but steampunk and Fallout.
It is not medieval.
Okay. I know, I'm joking. I was just joking.
Okay.
It's just
I built the first corridor thing that kind of laid the groundwork, so I'm there. I'm special, guys. Trust me. All right. Anyway, I've done a lot of work on the podcast last week, so I had to edit the last episode. And we haven't had a lot of time, but yep. Yeah. And then we did the first challenge for the PvP group thing that that Fire talked about, and we did a skyblockle thing. So basically, like a skyblock PvP thing, where we all spawn on our skyblock islands, and then there's a little mid island, and we have to fight. It was pretty fun. I don't think any of us are gonna upload it, but it was pretty funny how I failed my cobblestone generator and still won a game with 3 kills. I mean, there were 4 people in the entire event, so I thought that was kind of funny. I'm a god at this game, by the way. So I also did some PvP. Yeah.
I was gonna say objection.
Moving on. Anyway, I've been doing some 1.16 PvP on the PvP Legacy server is really cool. I actually managed to get into a duel with a famous YouTuber, which might stay tuned for one of my videos. It's gonna be in the background. I fought Bacon a bunch.
The famous YouTuber is
cool.
Technoblade.
Oh yeah, yeah. And also, this wasn't this week, but since I haven't been on this show for 3 weeks, I'm just gonna say that I've been doing a bunch of stuff on my YouTube channel, and stuff has been doing pretty well. I uploaded a video 2 weeks ago that just overtook my most popular Hunger Game. What?
You might be at 200 subscribers at this point.
No, I'm not.
You just hit a couple weeks ago. You hit 150 and. You're at 196.
Yeah, exactly. And then I uploaded the video about the Tiramisu SMP, and that got 380 views in just 2 weeks, which is more than my Hunger Games video, which was to this day my most popular video. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I couldn't upload this week because of weird reasons that I'm not gonna go into. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. So, let's move on to the news. There's no Minecart
news
this week. And for the first time, we didn't really have any pictures or news to talk about. But since you missed last week, and since there's a lot to talk about,
yay!
Let's have a quick discussion about the glow squid and the Glowliking.
Glowy boy. Okay.
So last week with Ollie, we talked mostly about the glow ink and the signs and the item frames and a bit about the glow squid as a mob. We kind of accidentally skipped over the Glowliking. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's really cool. I'm actually gonna really quickly look up what it looks like because we were talking about this earlier and we had different opinions of what it looked like. But I think it's a really, really, really cool block. Wait, yeah, it's gray. I don't know. To me, it looks gray.
It's kind of.
But I think it's really cool. I saw someone use it in a cave setting to just kind of very faintly illuminate a cave, and that looked so cool.
Yeah, Minecart.
Oh, actually, I think what's happening is, I think actually underwater it looks neon, and maybe out of water it doesn't. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, anyway, Minecraft has announced that remember at Minecraft Live they said that the glow that they had the ores were lit up in the caves, but that was a placeholder because they were gonna have some cave light, and they have announced that the Glowliking is the light that they were talking about. So that's super cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think Glowliking is a really cool block. I mean, I don't know how much light it produces, but that seems like a really nice light source that you can just kind of add on top of a block, and it's kind of unobtrusive unlike most of our other light sources. So I'm pretty happy about that addition. Probably my favorite part of the Glow Squid update.
And since it's unlike vines, it can be placed on all sides of the block. Basically, every single block you have new textures for. So I've seen cool things where you have Glowliking on coarse dirt and it looks like roots. I've seen it. Actually, I saw something really cool where someone just put it on all the leaves of a spruce tree. I'm gonna try to find a picture of that really quick, but it looks like it looks like really frosted over. Yeah, I saw that in a Razor's video. That was super cool.
I looked up spruce tree Glowliking and just tons of pictures of real life just came up.
I know. Yeah, same.
No.
But anyway, yeah, super cool. I think you spread it by bone mealing it, which is kind of cool. Sort of it kind of reminds me how you bone meal netherrack that's next to Nillium, and the Nillium spreads, except for Nillium only spreads one block, which is annoying because that's a lot of bone meal if you want to spread it a lot. I wish you could just bone meal it and then a little circle around it would spread, but it kind of reminds me of that in the sense that you bone meal it and it spreads to surrounding blocks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or just kind of when you bone meal grass and the grass comes up on all the blocks.
Yeah, except for this time you have to bone meal a Glowliking for it to spread, which is super cool.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a bit different, but it's the same. I don't know. It feels like it's the same kind of principle.
Mhm. I really like the idea of the glow item frames because I tried it out and you can make infinity rooms with them, which is great because like sea lanterns or glowstones can sometimes be pretty expensive, but if you don't need to get that, you can just do the glow item frames and then you don't need to put light sources behind.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think they have more of a use than just infinity rooms. Because
totally.
They just add so much like texture and stuff. Because I've seen people use item frames a lot in like vehicle builds, and like that would add like a cool, like especially for headlights. So it'd make it really cool if like it would actually glow, because before you just like have an item frame and put like a red stained glass paint or something in it, and it looks like a headlight except it's just doesn't glow. But that would be cool.
Yeah.
Also, what do you think about like that?
Wait, sorry, just one more thing about the item frames. I love how they added the invisible item frames, but you can't get them in survival, which means people just use the Armor Stance data pack for it. So I wish there was a way to do that in normal survival, even though everyone just kind of uses that data pack, and we would use it on Cavecraft. But I feel like that's super cool because, like, then for example, the headlights of a car, you could have an invisible item frame. Or Ollie and I were talking.
For a glowing. Wait, hold up. If you can get a glowing invisible item frame, then you just have invisible light.
Oh my god! I just realized that. Oh my god! I just realized that we have invisible light in mine. That almost feels too OP.
Wait, can you give yourself an invisible glowing item frame now?
You can.
Wait, really? Oh my god, that's insane. I think it should be used, but not overused, because I kind of like incorporating light into builds, but for some builds, it's just such a pain to incorporate light into it that this is really cool.
I feel like that feels too OP to me, so I think I wish, like, invisible item frames were visible until you put an item in them, and then they're invisible, but that's not how they work. Because that's invisible light, and that's kind of insane.
Exactly, but think about, like, if you're doing, like, a large-scale build, and you have, like, lights on the side, but there's no real way to, like, put lights just all the way on the ground. Yeah. And I feel like it's just a nice thing to have, but personally, I'm not going to overuse it.
Same. But with the invisible item frames,
it's a nice thing to have.
With the invisible item frames, you could have, like, the headlights of a car that's, like, a small sea lantern, but it actually, in an item frame, but it actually produces light, stuff like that. So sorry, when I interrupted you with the item frames, you were gonna move on to something else. What was that?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask what you thought about the actual mob, because I don't think we've actually talked about the glow squid itself yet. Just like, about the other
I love the glow legion. I love the glow item frames. All right, let's move on.
Exactly. I mean, the glow squid,
I think
it's a glowy boy.
It's a squid and it glows. So I think.
Yeah,
the glow
it could have been a bit. I mean, I like the texture, but it's a little disappointing that it's just a retextured squid. I think we just completely talked over each other there.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like the glow squid exists for one reason, and that is the glow things. You know what I mean? the glow ink sacks. And that is the one reason they exist, and you're going to make a farm out of them, or you're not, or you're going to find them and kill them. And other than that, they're kind of useless.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a little disappointing how they just retextured the squid. I mean, it's cool, but I just wish they had. I mean, there's so many other, like, sea mobs. Like, why did they have to just make another squid? Like, we already have one of those. They could have made, like,
well, these ones would be in the lush caves, but yeah.
Wait, are they not going to spawn in the ocean?
They might, but their native biome
I thought I
is
saw
the
that they
lush caves.
were.
I don't know. They might, but their native biome is the lush caves.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Are you ready to move on?
One thing and one thing only. I must say this was less disappointing than I thought it would be, Mojang. Like, good job.
That's
because there's a lot. Because everyone kind of hated the glow squid. I think they did a pretty good job of, like, making it so not everyone completely hates it.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, okay, now go ahead and move it on.
So here's to our newest segment, the question of the dragon. I'm not gonna list
that name.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to list all the options. I'm just going to say we had a question about which is better, cats or dogs. And luckily, we didn't have to ban a bunch of people from our Discord server. Because people know...
Cats are better, by the way.
Everyone knows that cats are better.
Exactly. And if you disagree, then...
That was 8-4.
Actually, I don't think I want to say that on recording. Never mind.
Yeah, well, anyway... it was 8-4, so it was a landslide victory. And to all the Nexuses and Bacons out there who are listening, Nexus and Bacon probably are not listening, but if you are, thanks. For all those people, please don't log off just because we like cats. They're better, and you're wrong, but don't leave, please. Anyway, so you'll have to join the Discord to take part in the questions of the dragon if you want to vouch for dogs for some reason. But anyway, the question this week was...
I feel like you didn't really make this clear enough, but basically what the segment is every day we have the question of the dragon on our Discord server, and we have our Discord server vote on which question of the dragon we want to put in the video / podcast episode. So yeah, that's what it is, and now you can go ahead and do the thing.
Yeah. Okay. So the question of the week was
piglins or hoglins? Nether pigs. Let's go. So the question was, which one is better? And unanimously, actually, everybody said piglins are better. I agree with this because hoglins are so annoying. They literally are so overpowered, especially when you don't have a lot of gear. And even when you do have alright stuff, they're still dangerous. They do a ton of knockback. They just fling you 20 blocks. And they just drop pork chop. What? It's not even worth it. And piglins are just little nice... Oh, okay, that's actually true.
2 billion... I feel like leather is the item in Minecraft that you can get the most different ways. Bordering farm, cows, horses, hoglins, there's so many different things that you can get. But anyway, I was kind of surprised that this question won since it was so unanimous. I thought people would vote the cats or dogs one so that then we could talk about cats or something like that.
I think people just like pigs.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why. Shout out to our pig friend.
Yeah.
We're not gonna name for no reason.
Well, anyway, I agree. I think hoglins, I don't think they're that overpowered. Even early game, if you have shields, you can pretty much take care of them pretty easily.
If you have a shield, yeah.
I remember I had full prop 4 diamond armor on Cavecraft, and I died to a hoglin. The piglin picked up my gear, jumped into lava. But I
remember that. That was so funny.
Well, anyway, but I don't understand how that happened because I was on Death Muffins the other day, and I was or yesterday, and I was grinding some shroom lights for our base. And when I grinded some shroom lights, the hoglin dealt half a heart of damage to me. It was weird. I don't know.
Really? I encountered them pretty recently. And even with a shield, it's pretty dangerous in the Crimson Forest because if you don't have gold armor, then you could get banded up on with piglins with swords and crossbows, and then also a hoglin or two, and it just becomes so much to take care of, and it's just the worst.
Yeah,
especially if there are 2 hoglins, then it's just so hard because if you don't have good gear, you can block one with a shield, but you just have to keep turning around, and it's just a pain. But yeah, and while piglins can sometimes be a pain, they're mostly pretty easy to deal with, and they bartering is pretty powerful, especially for speedrunning and stuff.
Even if bartering wasn't a thing, I feel like people would vote piglins just because hoglins are annoying.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I agree.
I guess piglins don't drop anything, so they'd be literally 100% useless without bartering.
Without bartering.
But
yeah.
I guess the baby piglins can hold items, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and piglins can drop their armor if they're wearing armor.
And the baby piglins can hold up to 9 stacks of items. as long as it's the same item.
Isn't it they can only hold on to gold nuggets for that long, or is it?
No, they can hold on to any item and they keep it forever. So if you give them 9 stacks of diamond blocks, when you kill them, it'll drop 9 stacks of diamond blocks.
That's pretty cool. But if you give them like 10 stacks, they can only pick up 9 stacks though. But I think they can pick up more than 9 stacks.
They can pick up to 18, but they can only drop 9. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't want to give them...
That was a completely useless fact. All right.
Anyway.
On to the feature of the week. Quick reminder to join the Dragon's Breath Discord server. The link is in the description or show notes. If you want to vote for the feature of the week and talk to the hosts, guests, and fellow listeners. And if you do pledge on Patreon, which is money, please give, you will get to help choose the options for the feature of the week. This week, the theme was upcoming features, and the options were Drip Leaf, the Azalea Tree, and the Skulk Growths.
And the winner is... the Azalea Tree. The true one with 6 votes with the Skulk Growths. My mouth! Why does Mojang do... I feel like 1.17 is just the insult to mouths update. It's so hard to pronounce it.
Wax slightly weathered copper stairs. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So the Skulk Growths got 4 votes and the Drip Leaf had 2. Now most of this is speculation, and what we're going to be talking about is what we hope for it, because it is not in the game yet. But it is a tree that signifies the lush caves underground.
Yeah, so at the Minecraft live stream, they were portrayed just kind of as oak logs, as well as leaves that were either oak leaves or just something very, very similar to them, except for some of the oak leaves had purple flowers in them. And they also had an azalea root block that is similar to dirt and spreads underground, which is pretty cool, but if they don't add that to all the trees, I don't know why it's in this one. There's also a blocky azalea sapling.
Well, sorry, just to say, I think the reason for that is azalea trees, like in real life, are known to have like very long roots.
Oh, that's interesting. There's also a blocky azalea sapling found in the lush caves and other azalea-related things.
Yeah, the azalea sapling is super cool, or what we've speculated is the azalea sapling. Does not look anything like the other saplings. It's like a bit taller than a half slab, and it's like blocky, unlike the other saplings, which I really actually like. It's like almost like an azalea shrub or something that you could bone meal into a bigger tree. Anyway, they were seen and confirmed in that screenshot that we talked about in the first episode of the accidental lush desert. But in that, the shape was a lot more like oak trees, like it was like kind of more blocky, unlike the unique shape that it was in Minecraft Live. So what would you do to azalea trees?
I think that I don't like how they have oak logs and basically oak trees, because like if you're gonna add a new tree, just give us more building blocks, give us more wood, please. So I thought that, I mean, looking at azalea trees in real life, they kind of have like kind of nondescript like actual wood, like pretty thin actually like bark, but like the leaves are really flowery and stuff. So I don't know, so I feel like they can kind of do whatever, but I want them to make it be kind of like a cherry tree, kind of with like kind of like reddish pinkish, but not really as pink, but just like just imagine like the cherry wood. I think that would be really cool. Because I really want, I don't know, I really want more wood blocks in Minecraft. I've realized that recently. That would just be amazing. And also, I think they should have a kind of unique fruit, like how oak leaves have apples, but that's, I think, the only fruit in the entire game. I guess, are pumpkins a fruit?
Well, berries.
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
Oh, that's true. There's sweet berries.
Pumpkins, melons, and berries.
Yeah, okay, never mind. But still, I think that it'd be cool if they dropped like an azalea fruit or something they could eat, and maybe make something with. I think that would be pretty cool.
When I thought about berries, this is completely unrelated, but I just wanted to say I predicted glowberries, because when sweet berries were added, I was like, why aren't they just called berries? It's because they're gonna add more berries. Otherwise they'd just call them berries and not sweet berries. So I predicted the glowberries. Okay.
Wait, did they add glowberries?
In the lush caves. It's like a vine.
Wait, are they called glowberries though?
Yeah, they're called glowberries.
Bruh, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, I also think that the azalea trees in real life have a ton of cool pink flowers, so I think the leaves should reflect that. Like, they have a very occasional purple flower in the Minecraft Live one, but like if you look at the ones in real life, they're just like basically equal pink flower and leaves. So I think it would be cool if they did something like that in game.
Yeah, awesome.
What do you think?
I have in all caps as my note, not oak leaves or logs, but I think you already went over that.
I can confirm.
I really hope that it's going to be farmable and like have a sapling and not, because my worry is that it's going to be in the world to signify lush caves, and other than that,
Nothing else.
So I really hope it's going to be like farmable. I really hope that it's not the blocky shape that we saw in the screenshot, and it's more like that unique, almost bended over shape that we saw at Minecraft Live.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's
maybe
kind of like how it is in real life.
I feel like the wood could have some sort of special properties, maybe. Like something, like it would still craft all the boat, door, planks, everything that normal wood can. But like if you can make a wood blank that you can only make out of azalea wood or something like that. I don't know what that could be. Do you have any ideas?
No.
Okay. I think I also wrote down the word bees. I think since the tree sort of has flowers, maybe like bee nests naturally spawn in them more often, and like the bees can actually get pollen from the flowers in the tree instead of just the normal blotchy flowers on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I'm just noticing because I'm looking at the screenshot is maybe it's just the angle this one is at. But it looks like the azalea root block is a bit taller than the other grass blocks. But maybe not. But also there's like darker dirt around the tree besides the roots. So yeah, I'm just saying that because I think it's cool. Exactly, because like not only is there the azalea root block, but maybe it's just my eyes just being deceptive, but that's what it looked like to me.
Oh yeah. I think the darker dirt is just azalea.
It might just be darkness, but
I think it's either coarse dirt or the root block, but I don't know. It's possible.
yeah, I don't know.
All right. Let's move on into the main discussion.
Woo! Yeah.
Today, as usual, we're going to be talking about the future of the Caves and Cliffs update.
Whoa, really? Nobody saw that coming. That's like the only thing we do on this. Okay, no.
Okay. At this rate, the Caves and Cliffs update is going to be like probably one of the biggest updates in Minecraft history, which is saying a lot. So that calls in the question, what features might come that haven't been decided or announced? In the Nether update, basalt deltas and black netherite, like so many things were not announced. Like I'd say the things that were announced at Minecraft Live were only about a third of the update. So
exactly, like then like netherite is like one of the probably like or arguably the biggest feature of the update.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it is, but people can make a case for it. Like that wasn't even like added to like the one of the like last couple snapshots. Like what?
Netherite was in the first snapshot.
Earth to fire start. Earth to fire start.
Anyway, so we each have a list of I think 5 features that we might want. Most of them are smaller features, not more obvious things like more cave biomes or something. So let's just go one at a time and have a quick discussion about each.
You can go first. You're welcome. I am so generous and kind.
Okay, lol. So my first one is an improved minecart system. Given that mine is half the name, this is a cave update. Minecarts. Yay.
cart is the other half of the name, if anybody was curious.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I think maybe improving some of the minecart and rail variants, because here's the thing: a Minecraft minecart hopper is basically like a Minecart chest, except for it can suck from below. So what's the point of a Minecart chest? It has a bit more storage, sure, but
just like
it's kind of useless. Nobody ever really uses Minecart chests. They just use Minecart hoppers. And then furnace minecarts. I like furnace minecarts. I prefer them to powered rails. They're easier to get in my opinion. But most people don't like those. And then there's all other ones command block.
Activator rails. Who's ever used an activator
I don't
rail
even know
not
what
following
it does.
a farm tutorial?
I don't even know what an activator rail does.
I have no clue actually.
And especially with sculpt sensors, things like detector rails and tripwire hooks aren't going to be used anymore. So I don't know, some sort of improvements. What do you think could be improved about minecarts and rails and stuff?
Yeah, honestly, I don't use them at all right now. As an in-game player, you're either going to use iceboat roads or an elytra. There's no scenario to use a minecart. So I think that they should do something to make them more viable, underground especially. I don't really know. Okay. The thing is, I don't know how they would do that though, because it's just how it is right now. It just doesn't seem like it's open to a lot of improvements. But I feel like it does definitely need one.
Something I heard some people say is, at this point, horses aren't going to be as good as elytras. Minecarts aren't going to be as good as elytras. There's not going to be a form of travel that is going to be faster, more efficient than elytras late game. But if you can't make it faster than elytras, make it more fun, or make it have a unique thing. People ride pigs or striders. Early game, sure, you have to use a strider, but you can just fly over that lava lake. People ride a strider because it's funny looking and it's fun to do. They don't ride it because it's super efficient.
I don't ride a strider.
Well, I do. Anyway,
I only ride your mouse.
Somehow make it more fun to ride a minecart. Somehow. I don't know. I don't really have many ideas on how to do it. Mojang tends to have more ideas than me.
You can make roller coasters, but that's,
I feel
my idea, I just had an okay idea. It was maybe Minecart chests can be specialized to store more amounts of ores than a shulker box or something. There can be a coal cart that can carry up to or if a chest has 20, maybe one more layer than a chest, so that it makes you want to just actually bring a minecart track down to get that, and then you can maybe have a minecart train kind of, and attach different minecarts, one for you to ride in, a minecart furnace to power it, and a coal car. I don't know.
Yeah, you should be able to connect minecarts, definitely. That's a really cool idea. What if a coal cart has a little inventory slot, and it could be kind of like a, what am I thinking of? Well, I don't know. There's something, there's some textures in Minecraft where the more you add to it, the texture changes. I'm not thinking right now, but I know there's something that I'm thinking of. But anyway.
The bundle?
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, what if you put in coal to the coal minecart, and it crafts it into coal blocks and stores you just put it in, and it crafts it into coal blocks, and you could have same thing for iron or something. Or maybe it could even
automatically smelt the iron or something.
Oh yeah, you put in the iron and it automatically smelts it or something, and you don't need fuel. Something like that to improve it, so that it can actually be associated with mining and not just travel.
Yeah, but maybe, I don't know, but then why not just place it down and just, I don't know. I feel like these ideas, like, they're good, but I feel like Minecraft has kind of worked the minecart into a scenario where it was useful, like, in the beginning of Minecraft, but they've just kept adding more things, and there's just no way to improve the minecart at this point. Unless, like, you make it, like, fly or something.
Yeah. Alright, you want to move on to your first one?
Sure. So I think that something that Minecraft has been, like, modding for a long time and people have been wanting are more ores. They've already added one more ore in this update, which is the copper ore, but I think it would be pretty interesting if they added a few more. They don't have to be the most useful ores, like you don't have to like craft iron out, like armor and tools out of all of them, because I feel like that would just get a little much and un-Minecrafty. But if they added just things like sapphires, rubies, what other things can you think of? They're like really.
How about
ores.
amethysts?
Wait, hold up. Yeah, I don't know, but like stuff like that, and you could do. I don't really know what you could do with them. But just like how you can craft the spyglass with the copper. Just like little interesting things. They would just kind of spice up mining a bit. So you just like, even if it's like not super useful, it's more interesting than just finding stone. Oh, cool, one piece of coal. All right, stone.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool. Also, it would make caves look cooler if, like, you walk into a cave and there's just, like, a patch of rubies over here, diamonds over here, sapphires. Ah, awesome, cool, yeah. Just, I don't know. I think they should add more ores.
I'm going to agree to disagree. Yeah. I think that's, I mean, first of all, I just think it's not going to happen. Minecraft has kind of already said it's not going to happen in this update. But also, I don't love too many ores. It feels too modded to me. I like maybe more things you can find in chests, kind of like the music discs or the enchanted golden apples. But I don't know how I feel about more ores.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, because like I feel like crafting armor and tools out of all of them, that feels really modded. But I'm thinking more just like the copper block. Like, I mean, like it's useful for things, like you can build with it. And you can make spyglasses, but it doesn't have a ton of uses, but it's still just like a cool addition.
So I think my second thing is improving the older underground ugly structures.
Yes, please.
I don't think strongholds necessarily need an improvement, but
it would be nice.
It would be nice. I think I'm mostly talking about the abandoned mine shaft and then especially the dungeon. I think the dungeon might be, in fact, the oldest structure in Minecraft.
What about the oak tree?
But it's not a structure.
Technically it is.
No, just no.
Okay.
The dungeon is literally a day one box house. It has cobblestone, a couple chests, and a bit of mossy cobblestone, and that is it. It is cute.
Well, it has a monster spawner.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the entire point of it.
Yeah. We talked about this in the structure episode, but like, it needs an improvement. Like, holy muffins.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So anyway, then also the abandoned mine shaft. I think the dungeon could just use make it a bit more unique. Maybe each one is a bit different. As for the abandoned mine shaft, I think. Oh, sorry. What was that?
If we can talk about the dungeons for a second, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Green made a video improving the Minecraft dungeon. Green Minecraft dungeon. And I like what he did. Yeah, he did. So I like what he did there. I mean, like, he didn't make it super complicated, but he just like a couple more, like just like 2 or 3 rooms that are a bit more decorated and have a bit more stuff and just interest to them. I think that's all it needs. Like, it doesn't need to be like a super elaborate thing.
I agree.
But it definitely needs some kind of it needs to be spiced up a ton.
I agree. I thought that about the Nether Fortress in the Nether update, and I was kind of bummed when they said they weren't going to update it. And in hindsight, I don't love it, but it's okay. The dungeon, though, was too outdated. As for the mine...
Yeah, I mean, literally. Yeah, and it hasn't. I don't think it's ever received an update.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as for the mineshaft, I think it could have different wood types, not necessarily based on the biome it's in. So you could be like in a plains biome and you could find some jungle wood that you might not normally find. I think even a nether mineshaft could be cool, and it could have like crimson or worked wood, but or even basalt. But not necessarily. The mineshaft, I feel like it needs a block palette update. It's literally just oak planks and oak fences.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if they kind of like actually made it look alright by using like a few slabs and lanterns and stuff. And even having like little outposts with like sleeping bags. And not actually sleeping bags, but just like
maybe little campsites that have
exactly, with like some furnaces, a crafting table, stone cutter, just stuff like that to make it look lived in rather than just like
exactly
a thing you find.
And even having like chains that like carry like a chest up full of resources, I don't know, that could be really cool.
Yeah, it's like make it more of like an actual thing that looks like it was an operating mine at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, let's move on to your next one.
So this is an interesting idea that I'm not entirely sure of myself, and it requires a little bit of explanation. So in Dungeons and Dragons, I'm gonna assume that everyone listening knows what that is, because it's really famous. But basically there's a race, like a species in that thing called the Drow Elves. So the Drow Elves are a kind of elves that live underground and are like, they worship a spider god, and they have like underground cities and are like really evil and like enslave people and just are all around really evil. And I think that would be a kind of cool idea to make Drow villagers in Minecraft. They probably wouldn't be called that, but just something kind of similar to that. Like just like a little this isn't like even necessarily an underground village, but just like underground villagers. They operate a little, kind of just like black market villagers. I feel like it would be kind of more of a mix between villagers and piglins, like the trading methods. Mm-hmm. But like, I feel like it'd be interesting to have like a special kind of villagers that live down there. And like, maybe they could even carry like crossbows and stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know, totally. I think that just sounds like it would be, it was just a thing I thought of, and I think that would really be interesting. Oh, maybe it's just like they carry crossbows like piglins, but like they have like a villager trading interface. I don't know, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I don't know much about the drows, but yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
So my next thing is pretty simple, but in the Nether update, I love, even though I don't play with it much because I have my music off, I love the new ambient sounds in the Nether and the environment that it creates. And not even necessarily the music, which is great, but like the crackling in the basalt delta and stuff like that. I think just having that for caves would be awesome. There's not much to say there. That's just what I think.
Yeah. Also, like the like in the Nether, like there's just like the I don't know if you've noticed, like those like particles that are just like in the air. Mm-hmm. They're like super cool. I think that would be cool if they had those in caves. Just like kind of like a more like just like a gray dust particles everywhere. I think that would add a lot to the atmosphere as well as the ambient sounds.
Yeah, totally. Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about the other part of the cave update, the cliffs part, the caves and cliffs update. That you might have forgotten, people. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did forget when I was making my things.
Yeah, but the mountains have definitely been neglected for a long time, and so there's just a few kind of structures that I think might be interesting. So I think the kind of a mountaintop village. So occasionally, like, villages can spawn in like flat mountains if they're next to another biome, because it like technically spawns in one biome but goes over, and those I kind of just don't like. But I feel like it would be cool if they had like their own kind of biome, like more of like a tundra village kind of style, or it's just like steep cliffs with just like dwellings on the sides of them and stuff. and more of like an actual like mountaintop village rather than just another village on a mountain.
Yeah.
As well as like a kind of mountaintop temple. Like we talked about this in the temples episode, the structures episode a little bit. But just like a mountaintop temple would be pretty cool, because or like a monastery kind of thing. Just like some kind of structure up there would do a lot for it, I think.
I agree. Yeah, that could be really cool, and maybe have loot up there that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else to make it, and not just have like diamonds and golden apples and bones and stuff. I totally agree. My next thing is some overworld updates that we sort of talked about when we talked about the lush desert, and like possible ideas for making
the oasis,
making it into a swamp. But I just feel like it could be really cool if, they incorporated some of the new blocks. Maybe they made like a, not even mountain biome, but you know how in the Hunger Games we had like a little stone outpost area? That was like just a stony biome.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I feel like something like that could be cool, that like leads into caves and has a mine shaft maybe. Another thing is, sort of more underground integration. So having like caves that have coral in them, or a shipwreck that's that is in a cave or something like that.
Okay, I don't know how a ship would wind up in a cave, but yeah, that's cool.
Okay, that's a fair point.
But yeah, that is a cool idea.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to talk about, you have written here, lush swamp and desert, and I think that's really, really good idea, because, like, we were playing around, because, like, with the new lush caves blocks, and, like, they messed up and, like, had a lush desert thing that was all, like, we talked about over the news and stuff, the Minecraft community. But we talked about doing that in a swamp, especially Firestar, and I think that's really cool, because swamps right now desperately need an update, and they're just kind of really bland, and it wouldn't be that hard to just stick that stuff in a swamp to add so much more, just like depth and height and variety. As well as with the desert.
I'm imagining like cricket noises and like frogs and some like vines and drip leaf and trip leaf, and I don't know, that could be really cool.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, that sounds really cool. And also like oases in the desert would be cool rather than just like ponds.
Like I'm imagining because like right now swamps are kind of just like an icky color and nobody ever goes to them. There's nothing unique about it.
Color.
But like,
I think that they should definitely change the swamp color as well.
But like, I love like rainforests and jungles in real life. I don't think jungles have fully encompassed it in Minecraft, but imagine like a rainforest with a variety of different colors and plants, and but like it would be in a swamp, but it would be like a watery jungle, and it would actually like look really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your number 4?
Yeah, so this one is an interesting idea I had, but it's an idea for a new kind of weapon that could be introduced to Minecraft, called a spear. I don't know if you've heard of these things in real life, but they're basically just like long poles with pointy stuff at the end. So what I was thinking is maybe spears could have a bit more reach than other weapons, which seems a little overpowered. Like it'll only be like 1 or 2 more blocks, but still that seems really overpowered. But I was thinking it would do a lot less damage, and also it'd have a cooldown, kind of like the ender pearls or a shield. It's like you attack with them once, and then you have to wait like a few seconds before you can do it again, so you can't just like completely keep them at bay. But yeah, it's just an idea I had that could spice up combat a little bit.
Alright, yeah, that sounds awesome. I think if they're going to add more ranged weapons like that, they do need to be careful that they're not just doing the same things and there's no point. I feel like with the crossbow, nobody really uses it. So they need to...
What do you mean? Okay, well, crossbows are like... Or in PvP, crossbows are better than bows.
Okay, maybe.
Unless you have like...
But what about like tridents? When's the last time you used a trident?
Well, the Riptide tridents are good. The loyalty tridents are not.
A Riptide trident. Yeah.
Riptide Trident? I use Riptide Tridents at the time.
Same, but Loyalty Tridents, like...
Yeah, Loyalty
it was cool
is
when
just,
the
so
update first
underpowered.
came out, and then you realize it doesn't matter that much.
Exactly. I mean, the only kind of cool thing is, like, channeling. It's kind of cool to strike things with lightning, but it really has no practical use, and that's only in thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
So
it has
it's just
practical uses. It's just only in thunderstorms, which is the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just, that alone makes it kind of useless. Yeah, you wanna do your next idea?
Sure. My last one is more underground life, and more like the jungly, planty thing I was talking about with the swamp. I really love that sort of environment, and I think the lush caves are cool, but it'd be cool to have like different environments. So you have like a sprucey environment with like, you think of like moss and moisture and fungi, and then you could have a jungly environment that's completely different.
Yeah.
So like the lush caves are super cool, but it'd be nice if there were like different types of biomes that had plant life.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, I mean, obviously we only know, like, 2 cave biomes right now, and I'm hoping they add more.
Mm-hmm.
But just, like, life is such an important part of, like, builds and stuff, and that I feel like Minecraft as a whole is missing a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that they should also add some of that to the overworld. Like, I was just thinking about birch forests the other day. They're just kind of boring.
Oh, yeah, they're
like
boring.
They're just bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like not a good biome in my opinion. Because like,
even the dark oak forests have the woodland mansions, but like
exactly. I mean, like birch trees and leaves are also ugly though. So
yeah, like savannas and birch are like the 2 ones that are like not used really. That they just don't have anything.
I mean savannas are at least have like villages.
Oh, that's true.
Pools.
True. A birch village could be cool.
Birch forests can spawn pumpkins though. But that's not very useful. True. Okay, yeah.
And also so can like a lot of biomes.
Yeah. So my last idea was, I talked about this a little bit earlier when you were talking about the Azalea trees, but I've been thinking that Minecraft needs to add more trees. Because we've had they did just add the crimson and warped trees in the nether, which I think is really interesting, but I feel like we should I want a few more trees from like real life. So I just had a few ideas of like real life trees. I'm just going to list them and we can go over them. So I was thinking about the cherry trees, redwood trees, willow trees, and eucalyptus trees.
All of those sound amazing. The only thing is with eucalyptus, I don't think you can add smells to Minecraft. And like that's kind of the best thing about eucalyptus trees.
Yeah. Yeah, with cherry, I think I talked about this a bit in the Azalea, but I think that kind of like deep red would be cool because they added the crimson trees, but those planks are more pinkish to be honest. And we did this. I don't think we really had time to build with them in our modded series, but we collected some cherry wood and it looked really cool. And it looked like it would be super fun to build with, to make like barns and kind of more Japanese style builds.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. And the next tree I listed was the redwood tree, which there's not much to be said here. It's kind of like the cherry tree, but more like of an orange-red kind of bark. This is more about like the actual log than the planks, because the acacia trees kind of provide an orange, but this would just kind of be a middle ground between like acacia and cherry, or like something really red, to just kind of have something be dark orange.
I agree.
I feel like this is a little less necessary, but I think it would still be cool.
So one thing, by the way, just about logs in general that I think needs a bit of a change is the fact that for 2x2 trees, like the dark oak ones and the jungle ones, when you break one log out of the 4, you see that on the inside there's the bark and then the inside for all the logs. But if you think about it, a wider
I just realized that. Wait, what?
Yeah, a wider tree is not four separate logs that have bark and an inside that are just mashed together. It's just a wider tree. So I think maybe having like when a log is placed next to another log, it has the stripped texture on the inside or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just something like that. Yeah, or maybe I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's like something that would be like. I feel like that they don't really have to address that. I mean, that is a problem with their logic, but
yeah, I don't know.
I feel like as far as gameplay goes, I mean, if I've played Minecraft for this long without even caring, like how I mean.
Yeah,
it's not like none of these are things that they really need to get to immediately, but yeah.
These are just ideas we have, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the next tree idea I had was the willow tree, which in real life, I mean, I think of them as like the weeping willow variant, which is just like kind of usually by like a riverside, and they just have like these leaves that just like droop down a bunch. And I think
the tree is pretty tall, but then the leaves droop down almost to the ground or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this would be cool to just have it be naturally generated, just like by rivers and stuff.
And willow trees don't tend to spawn in forests together. They tend to be like a one-off, which is kind of cool. It can even like be like a pink shape where like it's really rare, and then when you find it, you're like, oh cool, I found one.
Did he just say willow trees don't usually spawn in forests?
What?
Okay, are you talking about real life when you said willow trees don't spawn in forests?
Well, you don't know what I meant. I think I said they don't come in forests, but...
you said spawn.
Okay.
Or actually, editing me can say which one of us got it right.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I think willow trees would just add like a nice little thing. I think that would be cool. Yeah. And my last idea was the eucalyptus tree. So there's actually two things here. There's this kind of tree called a rainbow eucalyptus, which if you look it up is really cool. And it's kind of just like a multicolored thing. I'll put a picture on screen right now in the podcast so you guys can see what it looks like. But I think this is really cool. And it would just kind of add like, because all the barks right now are just kind of like one color, but a bit of a gradient. I think it would be kind of cool to have it be mainly just like gray eucalyptus color, but with like specks of yellow and orange and blue and stuff.
Yeah.
And then also the normal eucalyptus tree, which kind of just has like a normal white bark, which, I mean, we have the birch trees, except those have like the dark things, like the black splotches. So I feel like it would be nice to have like a white log to build with that didn't have that. And you have strip birch, sure, but like still, I don't know. And also just like a lot of these, just like it would just spice up like the landscape to have a ton more trees, so it's not just like one kind of tree in one place.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, good talk.
Good talk. We're running low on time. We're about to hit the 1 hour mark, so...
Oh, yeah. All right. But that just about wraps up this episode of the Dragon's Breath Minecraft podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
All important links, therefore my links. Nobody cares about Davy. No, I'm just kidding. All important links are in the show notes or description. Make sure to once again join the Discord server and check out the content we make, as it would really help us out. The Dragon's Breath is happy to be a listener-supported podcast, so if you enjoy it, consider helping us out at patreon.com/dragonsbreath. That's no apostrophes, no spaces, no just. And there's a bunch of awesome benefits that you get from that. I just added today a new goal, which is if we can get 10 patrons at one time, we will add a pre and post show where we'll just chat about life in general and maybe do some more exclusive Minecraft chat. So yeah, make sure to become a patron. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. Please leave us feedback at dragonsbreathpodcast@gmail.com. That's dragonsbreathpodcast with no apostrophes, no spaces, no capitals, anything, or on our Discord server. It would be great if we could start incorporating listener feedback and questions into our show. Thanks to Ollie and Bacon for being server boosters and therefore patrons. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed.
And make sure to take a mint.